He's getting the good treatment. All right, let's talk about our weather forecast here. Not necessarily the best treatment when it comes to the weather for us today, but as we move into the weekend, things will improve. But you can see yesterday we had over Ensign Peak and looking over the Salt Lake Valley, those showers that would come through, lower the visibility at times, would lift up. We'd get a break and more showers would come through. And that's really the weather pattern as we go throughout today, as well as we're going to see that unsettled weather pattern sticking around. Here's the view here from the Bountiful Bench yesterday. You can see where we had the snow coming down throughout the day and definitely even accumulating. Once you get towards the benches and higher up, temperatures at or below freezing, so you see a better chance of some accumulation with that activity. While here on the valley floors, temperatures are hovering at or just above freezing out there for us. So that's the difference that we're dealing with here. Low to mid 30s there across most of northern Utah. We've got 20s and 30s across central and southern sections of the state. So you can see we've had some of these off and on snow showers overnight, both in the mountains and the valleys. But of course, we're seeing more of the accumulating snow occurring over towards the Wasatch Back. We still have some of that activity from Summit Park over towards Silver Fork and Alta, seeing that snow coming down pretty steady there. We've also seen a batch of steadier light snow shower activity showing up from West Valley City back over towards the West Jordan and South Jordan as well. And this does include the Kearns area. So if you're going to be traveling, heading off to work and school this morning, again, notice for most areas, you're going to be just fine. It's just some wet roadways out there, whether it's snowing or not in your neighborhood. And that particularly covers most of us here along the I-15 corridor. You should get over towards Tooele County, though. As I showed you, we do have a little more snow activity showing up that's kind of lake enhanced. So that's where you can see a little bit of road slush. And then no doubt about it, as you get into the Wasatch Back and the higher elevations, you will run into a little road slush. But overall, not a major issue, not a major storm, and not going to cause you major impacts. Notice that northerly flow sticks around with us as we go throughout the rest of today. So we've got kind of waves of moisture moving through. The main storm is now pushing out of Utah and into Colorado now. So a heads up, if you're heading to Denver, they are going to be looking at some snowy conditions today. Meanwhile, for us, we've got that northerly flow coming in. So a chance of snow showers continue throughout the day. So with that being said, winter weather alerts remain in effect for the higher elevations for the potential of more accumulating snow potential throughout the day. So if you're traveling to the canyons or over the mountain passes, keep that in mind. We've got this low pressure trough that's going to start to back away from us as we go throughout your Saturday. That's going to allow for this guy, that area of high pressure, to nose in from the west. And it's going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to bring us some warmer temperatures. Number two, it's going to split the storm track. So the main storm track goes to our north with another little storm track going to our south, and we're in between. That's going to mean warm and primarily dry conditions. You'll see that play out on Futurecast here looking at the surface. Again, for the rest of today through about the early afternoon hours, we'll keep a chance of snow showers in the forecast for most of the area here. But then by this afternoon, that starts to move into the eastern Utah area, the Uintas, over towards Castle Country, and it's out of here by tonight. Saturday looks good with a mixture of sun and clouds. Sunday, a mixture of sun and clouds. It looks good. Monday, a front to our north, but the moisture will stay to our north because of this high pressure will block it from moving our way. So the weekend looking fantastic with a mixture of sun and clouds, warming through the 50s across the north, warming from the 60s into the 70s across the south. Now, one thing I want to point out, as that low moves south in St. George, as we go throughout tonight into Saturday morning, we can see some gap winds develop up to 40 miles per hour. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, the weekend looks fantastic with those 60s turning to 70s, could be nearing 80 by next week. The Wasatch Front off and on rain and snow showers for us today with highs in the mid 40s. Then we're in the 50s for your Saturday and Sunday. Don't forget we spring forward. Yeah, we lose that extra hour of sleep. That's okay, though, because we're in the 60s by Monday. All right, let's get a check on your traffic as we get you out the door. Again, keeping an eye on things here for you if you're traveling into the higher elevations. Here's some good news. As you look at I-80 eastbound, this is at milepost 134, but you can see mainly just wet roadways out there as we're not looking at a lot of road snow, and this is as you get higher up in the elevation here. Things still look to be looking pretty good out there, but notice the visibility being reduced. Meanwhile, we'll get you over towards West Jordan where we're also dealing with some of those wet roads. Again, we've got some snow showers coming through from time to time. You're probably going to have to brush off the car, but overall, not looking at any major issues out there. Guys?